What's up, you guys? My name is RJ Parrish. I'm a commercial video strategist, and one of the questions I get all the time when I meet new people is, what do you do? And when I tell them that answer, I'm a commercial video strategist, I usually get a reaction like this.
What does that mean?
So today I want to break down what that actually means and why I am not a videographer. Being a video strategist is not about being a cinematographer or a DP or even a videographer. All of these things mean different things, but they get used kind of interchangeably, especially now as the creator economy grows. People are stepping into multiple roles that at one point were more reserved for individuals. As skill sets become commoditized and people are breaking into this industry without going to film school or a traditional video education, like myself, it's becoming more and more geared towards people who can do multiple things at a lower cost. What I do differently than most videographers, people who are just making a video for a brand, an event, a business, an individual, is that when they're done with the project, they give a hard drive or digital files on Dropbox or Google Drive or something similar, and then they're done. They leave. They don't have any involvement beyond that point. What I do differently is when I make a video for someone, I want to make sure that it's going to do what it was created to do. The content is important. What you say, how it looks, all of that matters, but it is useless if nobody sees it. As a commercial video strategist, it's my job to make sure that they're marketed properly on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. These channels of distribution are so powerful. And when there's a plan to get it in front of the right audience, video is bar none the most powerful tool in a business. But most videographers don't handle any of that stuff. They hand it off to the client, who's usually an owner, a marketing manager, some sort of operations person, and they just expect them to know what to do with it. That's not their job. So as a commercial video strategist, I take the responsibility onto me and onto my team to make sure that that video does what we said it would do. So a lot of this probably sounds good in concept, but what does that actually look like? Well, let's take a look. So this is an example of what a video strategy might look like. So this is a fairly standard concept for a lot of different clients that I've worked with, and I've pitched this to multiple people, multiple businesses, because it's one of the easiest ways to increase sales for almost any type of business using video. So the concept is there are three different video pieces to this puzzle. The first is a promo video, which is basically an ad or a short video, 20, 30, maybe up to 60 seconds, that goes onto social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. When it's there, using these platforms, each of them have advanced tracking where you can see what happens when people interact with a piece of content. So, for example, on Facebook, and Facebook and Instagram work essentially the same. You can create an audience of people based on whether or not they interact with the video. And you've all had this happen. When you interact with an ad or a video, you start seeing other things from them, maybe that look a little bit different, or they have different words, or they do different promotions. You've seen this done, but it's incredibly powerful. So based on whether they interact with this video, you can set conditions that will choose what happens next. So if they watch the video, but they don't go to the website, or they don't become a lead, which it means they filled out a form usually, then you can retarget them and show them this ad again on Facebook or Instagram, or you can track them across platforms and show it to them on YouTube, perhaps. If they didn't engage, then if they didn't watch it, then either it's not of interest to them, or it's the wrong audience, or they already have it. It doesn't matter. You just stop showing it to them.
And then based on if they do convert to a lead, they fill out the form. And then you can track whether they became a sale or not. Depending on what kind of business this is and how you're tracking your sales, you can set different behaviors based on all of this. You can start to see how this would become very powerful. So if they watch the ad, they go to the website and they watch what we call a brand message video, or a BMV. This is sometimes called a hero video or a business video business card. These are slightly longer videos, 2 to 3 minutes, where it's showing more what the company is about, what the product's about. If they watch that video, then it's a much higher consideration lead. So this is starting to get into a lot of marketing speak, but when you look at video this way, rather than a short, pretty picture set to music, then this is a very different way of looking at it. I see this as a tool to grow businesses, to spread a message, to share information, not just to make someone look cool. That's not the point. And when this is done properly, the most powerful thing about all of this is if they get to the website, they watch these videos, they convert. You can use Facebook, Instagram, and I believe it has a similar feature on YouTube. You can create an audience of people who look like the person who just bought from you. So for a business owner who has a limited budget to spend on advertising, you can be very detailed once you have some of this data, that you can show this ad to the people who want what you have. That is what advertising should be. It should be solving a problem for people who need a solution that you have, not trying to get people to buy stuff they don't need, not trying to convince someone or annoy them or frustrate them. That isn't how good advertising is done. So when you do this right, and when a business follows this sort of plan, it can change everything for them. More than almost anything else that I've seen. More outside of the outset of the internet, like when e-commerce first started, nothing is more profound of a change than this. So that's what I do.